Have you ever stared at the charts and thought, there are so many different order blocks right now, which one is actually going to hold up? Because that's the exact question that keeps most traders unprofitable. Because if you pick the wrong one, it doesn't matter how good your risk management is, you're stacking the odds against yourself before you've even started. And in all honesty, it feels like guesswork. When you're starting out, it's one of the hardest skills to master. But here's the truth, it doesn't have to be random. There's a repeatable process that once you understand how the institutions actually move the markets, it becomes a lot more obvious. The strongest traders filter order blocks with the same principles, and when you start applying them, your whole win rate changes overnight. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the exact step-by-step process where there are 5 main rules that separate the right order block from the wrong ones. So let's get straight into this. So starting off, the highest probability order blocks don't just appear randomly. They always form after some level of liquidity sweep. Now think about it. Why do you always see equal highs getting swept just before a massive move? It's not coincidence, it's always engineered. So that means, for example, things like equal highs and equal lows, previous day highs and lows, and even previous session highs and lows as well, are always going to get swept. As soon as price wicks through and clears them stops, and then displaces the other way, that's essentially when you're really starting to look at this high quality order block. Now, what you usually want to see is this rejection candle right here. A massive wick towards the upside with a body closure similar to where it kind of started. From that point onwards, you understand, okay, cool. The big players in the market are finally looking for this level to get swept. At that point, I'll wait for the displacement, a change of character, and that's when this order block actually becomes active. Now, why does this even matter? Because essentially sweeps reveal the fuel. They show you where the stops have been taken and where the large orders are likely getting filled as well. But here's this myth that many people actually think. Any order block should be valid if it hasn't really been mitigated at all, right? Many people have this idea, but it's completely false because without a sweep, you have no intent in the market. You literally just have randomness. So even with this entire formula that we've got in front of us, it's always going to fail if we don't understand where the bigger picture is going. So that brings us on to our next filter. Now, this one is a complete deal breaker, your lower time frame order block. Whether it's the 5-minute or the 15-minute, it has to agree with the higher time frame bias. The trap that most traders still fall into, and I see this time and time again, is they pick out the perfect order block, something that looks unmitigated, there's a great imbalance afterwards as well, but it's sitting right against that higher time frame trend. And this is exactly what you don't want to do. Now, just taking a look at this previous example of what we looked at, we were at this point, essentially where step 1 has already been completed. You've seen the sweep, the displacement, the pullback, and all that kind of good stuff. But when you start to look at this higher time frame order block over here, and let's just say it looks something like this, typically what you're going to get is a refinement that looks something like this. Now, the first step I want you to do is always going to be this one over here. Mark out your range from the high and the low of that exact candle and pick out the points of the 50% mark. The way you're going to do that is you're going to get your Fibonacci or retracement and put it all the way from the top to the bottom. Only at that point, you'll be able to identify your premium zone in a selling condition or your discounted zone in a buying condition. As you can see over here, the 15% sort of retracement has been marked. And what we can see is we've got 2 main order blocks in focus. These both follow our sort of higher time frame bias. And essentially what you're going to be judging is which one is higher quality. Well, obviously it's going to be the one that's more discounted or more premium. In this case, it's going to be this scenario over here. Now, I just want to add an extra layer of detail as well. Whenever you see massive imbalances, something like this over here, always have a look towards the left if you start to see any breaker blocks. Now, I've created a few videos on breaker blocks in the past, but essentially what it is it's going to be a level of support or resistance. That's essentially what you really want to be looking at. So in case there's any massive gaps in the market, pay attention to them as well. Now, what we've got over here is we've got that alignment and we've got a clean sweep, but it's still not going to be enough because the market can fake you out unless you have that proof that institutions are actually stepping in. The correct order block is always the one that breaks something significant. And I'm not talking about any of these micro pivots that nobody really cares about, because let me ask you this, how many times have you marked an order block, price has respected it just for a little bounce, and then completely reversed? That's because it just didn't break anything significant. So what qualifies as significant? Or something like this. When we're looking at the charts, we obviously have to look at how price breaks a piece of structure. This is one of the most important factors that nobody really talks about. See, in this example, we've got primary high over here, the primary low, and eventually we're expecting for price to continue upwards. The way that happens and the way it executes itself or engulfs itself around this area is going to be very, very critical. Let's take a look at these two examples. This one on the left has a very, very strong engulfing candle upwards, and this one on the right has a very strong rejection candle away from it. So what is the main difference over here? Well, this one is closed with a body closure up above, and this one over here has a wick closure around that area. This generally describes how the markets are actually going to be moving around this area. The big plays in the markets are essentially showing their hand in how they're going to be intending to move the markets. And only at that point, we can start to refer to the order block that has been left. So essentially, this was the order block that caused this entire move upwards. And this was also the order block that moved there. Now, does this mean that you should only be looking for areas or order blocks that cause these types of moves? Not entirely. This is going to be the best type of scenario, but what you really want to look for is something combined with the next example that we're going to be talking about, and that's all about imbalances. Now, quickly before we get into everything, if you are looking to get funded with one of the most trusted prop firms in the entire industry, then Funded Next is going to be the choice for you. They have literally stayed on top of this game for the longest while with over 5-star 30,000 reviews on Trustpilot. One of the key things that they actually do is they give you incentives that no other prop firm actually gives you. For example, if you don't get paid out within 24 hours of requesting it, they pay you an extra $1,000 on top. 15% profit share from the actual challenge phase, so you're still making money from the very, very beginning. And the challenge is very reasonable as well. 8% in phase 1, 5% in phase 2, beating some of the other competitors in the entire industry. And by the way, you can literally get funded from as little as $59. And also, if you do use the code Diamant at checkout, you'll get 120% reward added for your first payout. So order blocks themselves are going to be okay, but the best ones will always be the ones alongside. So order blocks themselves are going to be okay, but the best ones will always be linked up with the imbalances afterwards as well. Now, here's a question. If the institutions really had control in the markets, do you really think they'll leave the charts looking completely clean with the perfect order flow, everything pushing towards the upside? Of course not. They eventually leave their footprints, and this is what we see as the magnets in the market. Now, imbalances are basically a state of urgency. Price really wants to accelerate into a certain area, so it leaves the markets really imbalanced, with very aggressive buy action with little to no selling action at all. Now, just looking at this particular example over here, what we can actually see is as price moves very aggressively from a certain area, we at times see these prints of imbalances. Now, what I really want you to focus on is this setup of 3 candles. Number one is it's going to be the bottom candle. This is typically going to be a smaller one. The second one will usually be a very aggressive move afterwards, as you can see over here. And the third one will typically rebalance just slightly. Now, the main thing you really want to look for is this gap straight in between. This is what's going to be known as our imbalance. Therefore, if we start to see an order block being formed with a strong imbalance straight afterward as well, we know that the institutions have had some sort of play in this area. Therefore, once you start to see these 3 candle sort of patterns form after the order block, that's when we can safely assume that this order block is going to be a premium area. Taking a look at this decent example, as I've just called it, what we can see is as the order block is formed, the first candle created a sort of up move towards the downside, a little rejection. The second candle, yes, it moved aggressively towards the upside, but the third candle actually rebalanced all the way down to the order block. So what does that mean? Essentially, it shows on the lower time frames that we've already rebalanced this area. So if I'm really considering both opportunities, I'm always going to pick this particular entry model compared to this one over here. Now, everything that we've discovered so far is going to be great. It keeps us mechanical and it gives an extra edge in the markets. But what we need now is precision, because risk to reward is not going to be in our favor if we're really trying to stick to only the higher time frames. So it brings us on to our last rule. And so now moving on to point number 5, and it's all going to be about the extremes of the order blocks. Now think about it. Whenever we're moving aggressively in one direction, the pullback is going to be very interesting because many times you're going to be greeted with something like this, where, for example, on the high time frames, this particular area may just seem like a high time frame order block, but when you go down to the lower time frames, you're presented with 3 opportunities. You've got order block 1, order block 2, and order block 3. So how do we decide which one we're actually going for? Now, the general consensus of most traders is that we must trade in a premium or a discounted area. So automatically, that is going to eliminate choice number one. So we're left with choice number two and choice number three. So how do we even choose between both of them? Now, the option is exactly this. You could just wait for the lower time frames and wait for these reactions over here. But let's just say you're now down to the 1 minute or even the 5 minute, and you don't want to refine even further. What you could do for yourself is you could put your trust in certain areas more than others. What do I mean by that? If this area is potentially to hold up, and this is considered as a strong low, which should eventually break this level up top after the pullback, this level should be a higher probability zone than something like this. So for me, I'm going to put more emphasis on this particular point of interest as an entry limit, as opposed to something like this over here. So my exact solution to this, you buy with an entry limit right at the bottom or the most extreme zone, but you simply wait for an even lower time frame reaction around this particular area. So once you get over here, for example, you wait for the 1 minute or the 15-second or whatever chart it is on to finally give you that reaction, and only then you may decide to actually enter. So with the more extreme levels, you can enter with a bit more ease, and the other ones you have to take a bit more caution. So now that we've explored all of the 5 major rules in terms of our order blocks, let's actually discover it all within a live case study. Now this one over here is Euro USD from a few weeks back on the 1 hour chart. What we can see is it embodies pretty much everything from start to finish. So rule number 1 is our liquidity sweep. We've identified that our trade direction is going to be for sells on the higher time frame, and we can clearly see that we had 2 major points of interest. One right at the top, and the second one around this level over here. Now, once this level actually got swept, we started to see that it started to approach the second point of interest. So that's going to be rule number 1. When it comes to rule number 2, we're obviously looking for our higher time frame structure. So when it comes to the structure, we obviously want to look for our primary highs, our primary lows. We expect this to be a pullback to bring us all the way down to this primary low over here. Rule number 3 is the break of structure. As soon as we see the break of structure on the higher time frames, we can be sure that this zone over here, or potentially even this point of interest, is going to be our area where we're definitely going to see sells. Rule number 4, our imbalance. As you can see over here, once we started to have that pullback all the way into this point of interest, paired up beautifully with this imbalance straight in between, that gives us an extra level of confirmation. And then finally, our extremes leads to limits. Remember, when we've got 2 points of interest or maybe even more, our extreme levels or our extreme points of interest are going to be levels where we actually apply the entry limit straight away. And the other ones, we have to wait for a bit more confirmation. Hence why we missed out on this trade over here, because we didn't see that beautiful reaction. But in the second option, we saw immediate, an imbalance. It's got the liquidity sweep, the high time frame structures on its side, everything over here essentially aligned for the most premium type of order block. So we're coming up to the end of the video, and we've pretty much gone through every single rule to find out them premium order blocks. Now, if you do want to learn more about my A+ setup, I've completely made that for free for you guys. So click the link somewhere down below. And if you want to keep on watching, click one of the links over here, like, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, guys.